In finance, the Treynor ratio is a ratio that measures the expected return of a portfolio relative to the systematic risk of the portfolio. Now, if you have some portfolio and you want to calculate the Treynor ratio of that portfolio, you take the expected portfolio return, then subtract the risk-free rate of return. So the risk-free rate of return, that's the return on an investment that has zero risk associated with it. So something like a 3-month US Treasury bill would be an example of that. And then lastly, we are dividing by the beta of the portfolio, otherwise known as the systematic risk of the portfolio. So when we're talking about beta, we can say that the overall market has a beta of 1. If your portfolio has a beta value of, let's say, 2, what that means is if the market goes up by 1%, your portfolio is expected to go up by 2%. Or if the market goes down by 1%, then your portfolio is expected to go down by 2%. So it's the volatility of your portfolio relative to the market. So really the Treynor ratio is just measuring the expected reward of your portfolio divided by the systematic risk of that portfolio, which is beta. So let's take a look at an example. This says calculate the Treynor ratio for a portfolio with the following data. The expected portfolio return is 10%, the risk-free rate of return is 4%, and the beta of this portfolio is 2. So the Treynor ratio, we can abbreviate that as TR if we want, it's just going to be the expected portfolio return, which is 0.10, so 10% as a decimal, minus 4%, which is the risk-free rate of return, so 0.04 as a decimal, divided by the beta of the portfolio, which is 2. So we get 0.10 minus 0.04, that's 0.06 divided by 2. That turns out to be 0.03. Or as a percentage, we just move the decimal point twice to the right, and that would be 3%. So our Treynor ratio for this portfolio is 3%. Now we can think of that as we're expecting to get 3% returns beyond the risk-free rate of return for each 1 unit of systematic risk. Now, the Treynor ratio can be particularly useful for comparing two portfolios. So as an example, let's say we have portfolio A and portfolio B. Portfolio A, that's actually just going to be the portfolio that we just calculated the Treynor ratio for. So when we go to calculate the Treynor ratio, we found that that was 3%. Now let's consider portfolio B. It has the exact same expected return as portfolio A. It has the same risk-free rate of return that we're using, but the beta of portfolio B is a little bit lower than the beta for portfolio A. So when we go to calculate the Treynor ratio for portfolio B, we have the same value up here in the numerator. This turns out to be 0.06. But in the denominator of this ratio, our beta is 1.5. So 0.06 divided by 1.5, that turns out to be 0.04 or 4%. So we can see that portfolio B has a higher Treynor ratio than portfolio A. So in this case, we're getting the same level of reward in each portfolio, but for portfolio B, we have less systematic risk that we're taking. So we're getting the same reward, but we're taking less risk. So we have a higher Treynor ratio. So based on the Treynor ratio, portfolio B would be preferred because you're getting the same level of reward for less risk.